Toucan Play That Game is proudly sponsored by NiceGameShop.com, the place to go for rare and unusual Asian games. Hi, I'm Michael. Welcome to Diaries of a Board Game YouTuber for Monday the 8th of May 2017. So yes, I did just have to read the date. I cannot remember the date for the life of me. I'm not very good at those things. But anyway, so let's start with the usual week in review. What's happened this week? Well, there were 7 videos. Firstly was Galaxy of Trian. We had a preview for that, which I think is the right way up. Yeah, so that's Galaxy of Trian New Order, which is up on Kickstarter now. It's kind of sci-fi Carcassonne, with a few extra things thrown in as well. So if you do want to find out more about that, take a look. I believe it's already funded, doing really well, so good for them, and good for my channel as well, because I'm associated to them having done the preview. So then there was Monster Trap, so again had a preview of that and also a how to play. This is a family co-op game, so yeah, light family co-op. If that sounds of interest, do take a look at those. It will be coming to Kickstarter on probably by the time you're watching this, actually. I think it's due on the 9th, so that'll be when I'm expected to get this video uploaded by, so that'll be good timing there, really. Then what else do we have? So 2 videos for Heldentaufe. Heldentaufe is kind of a family dungeon crawl, very light. It makes me think of like old school RPG games where the dungeons respawn when you leave type thing. So there's that. I did a review and also a short, like 2-minute review if you want to just kind of get the gist without having to listen to all my ramblings. Though if you're watching this, you probably don't have a problem with my ramblings because you wouldn't still be watching this if you did. And then the final videos that went up on Sunday, so yesterday, was Arctic Scavengers. Again, a review and a short review. I think the short review is about 4 minutes. The full-length review is about 10 minutes. So I'm working really hard at the moment to kind of condense my reviews down, kind of cut out the chaff and the repetition and just get straight into the nitty-gritty, what really matters. And I've had a few good comments, so I think I'm moving along a good path with that, and hopefully it will continue. So that has been the week just gone. What has this meant for the channel? Well, we're at 16 months, well, 16 and a half months the channel's been going. Facebook, we have 2,703 likes, so really good for the Facebook page. That is growth, that's growth 15, so not huge, but hey, I'm small, I know that. Any growth I'm really happy about, so thank you for your support. Then Twitter, sadly, not quite as good a story, but I'm okay with it because we still got a really high following base on Twitter. We've got 9,963 followers on Twitter. So the fact that, yeah, it's dropped down a bit this week. You know, it went up last week. It's not dropped down as much as it went up last week. So if we looked at the whole 2 weeks, we're still seeing growth. Perfectly happy with that. Then the main show, YouTube. So YouTube subscribers, we're at 4,173 subscribers, which is growth, but not as much growth as we saw last week. You know, it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to see the growth. I'm in good spirits today, and that's carrying on. None of the figures are worrying me in the slightest. So views, mixed opinion on the views. We've got 208,379 views. And so I set, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but I set a target of 4,000. Now, with some creative rounding, this is 4,000 this week. So I'm going to go with that as a win. But it is actually just slightly under. But yeah, we can ignore that really, can't we? And so yeah, I think 4,000 is working well as a target. As I say, having be just shy of that proves that that is about the level I should be aiming at, I feel. And so I'll be continuing with that. So what's this all meant then? So, you know, we've got the figures, we've got what we did this week. You know, kind of what what's been the key driver this week? What's caused it? Let's have a look at the analytics. I'm rambling so badly today, sorry. So, without a doubt, the most viewed this week was Galaxy of Trian New Order preview. That had nearly 700 views, so okay, for some channels out there, that's not a big deal. For me, that's really good value. That's really good amount. I'm really pleased to see that. And the other videos have been performing reasonably well as well. It's just that's been the standout one. Obviously, their Kickstarter, as I said, has been very successful. So that will be driving a lot of those views. With regards to other things with the analytics, there's not really much going on at the moment to drive traffic and viewing. I think it's kind of a calm before the storm with everyone building up to UKGE coming up. So yeah, which I'm going to talk more about in a bit. But first, let's talk a bit more about what's happened this week. So there is one thing I wanted to talk about. You can see I've got the audio recorder set up here. I may even be using the audio from it because I think it has slightly less of an echo, especially being this close it should have. At the weekend, I did some audio testing ready for the UKGE. I wanted to test basically loud environment recording, how well it worked. So at the weekend, I went for a shopping trip to Reading, which was multi-purpose. But while there, me and my wife sat and had lunch and did some test recordings. So at each of the different volume settings, doing like an interview style across a table, me talking, her talking, how well it's picking up, moving it around, etc. With regards to how well it was, I guess, not necessarily how well it was picking up, but more the definition and distinction between the background noise and the people speaking, because that was a real problem with aircon, and I wanted to improve on that. So that was why I got the recorder. I've done some tests, trying to figure out, what settings I want to use, etc. I think I've got that all decided, and here is a clip of setting number 6 in the loud recording. And over to Sarah to hear more about her Toucan.
Well, it's flat and round, and it has a wiggly woo.
So there you go. That's if you have any opinions on kind of how you think that is as a recording, what you think I should be doing to maybe improve it, what I could do to improve it, I'd love to hear any comments or feedback you have, or if you have any questions about how I went about doing the tests, or anything with regards to the recorder. Obviously that's a big focus at the moment on the improvements on the channel and leading up to UKGE. The other thing was, as I said, there was a shopping trip. You may have noticed a change with the backdrop. Rather than the kind of grey, white, off-white, which was meant to be brilliant white and look great, I've now got this lovely, hopefully to your eyes, sky blue. That's what I was kind of going for, like bright, clear, sunny, sky blue day. Bright sky. I've completely lost the ability to talk. So that kind of, when it's just bright sunshine, no clouds, perfectly clear skies, that blue. That's what I was going for. I've actually bought some felt so it's thicker, so that, because obviously there's a curtain actually behind here with a window, so I wanted less potential for light coming through. And that was the big issue with the previous backdrop that I've been using. Basically it was too thin, so it allowed the background to come through a bit, which gave it the dark colour. I had to kind of double the background with the black and the white. So yeah, that was kind of a pain putting up, because you're doing it twice. Now we've got this one blue, and it's actually felt. It's the same type of felt I used to have on the table. But what I now have on the table is baize. Now baize is kind of a high quality felt. This is a wool and something blend. It's actually quite a high percentage of wool, and I was a bit of an idiot because I'm allergic to wool. But I was kind of focused on what would be best for the channel. So you'll notice in a lot of recordings where I used to maybe lean on the channel a lot with bare arms, I won't be doing that so much now, because I'm worried that it will cause a reaction and cause some irritation, and yeah, just it's not really worth it. I do still have my old felt that I'll be using for just general playing of games, but when it comes to doing recording, I'll hopefully be using this. Now, there are a couple of reasons for this. Hopefully it will last better. You probably noticed over the course of the past year or so that the felt started off really nice, really crisp with the recordings, and I actually got the felt several years ago, like 2.5 years ago, but obviously I was using it for personal use as well. And so it started getting really bobbly, like lots of chunks coming off and stuff. And so I wanted to correct that. I wanted to have a nice, smooth finish, clean finish. And baize is basically high quality. It's the same sort of stuff they use on like professional game tables, or maybe they all use neoprene, and snooker tables, that sort of thing. Now, I'm noticing it's got a bit more of a stretch to it than what I'm used to. That's one problem. It's also got some quite bad creases in at the moment, so I might have to try and iron it, which I'm a bit anxious about. A, because I don't do ironing and I'm really useless at it, and yeah, that's the main reason actually. B, I'm just worried about damaging it, but that kind of comes under A, probably. I mean, I don't really want to do it either, there is that. But yeah, so it's got some bad creases. It doesn't seem so noticeable now, but it's quite noticeable to me, and I think when we're doing close-ups on the table, it'll be very noticeable, especially down the centre seam where it was folded. In the shop, it has a very pronounced one. I'm tempted to just kind of leave it and see if rolling it up, it drops out over time. I think it probably will. Don't know, any thoughts from you? I appreciate hearing it. So that's probably enough about my shopping habits. But again, this all keys into me wanting to improve the channel. You know, backdrop being drab is something people have commented on. Hopefully this nice bright blue will be a bit more appealing. So, yeah. So what's going to be coming in the future week? So coming this week, hopefully tomorrow there's going to be a preview for Zombie Tsunami, which is by Lucky Duck Games. I don't have it here because I've had to forward it on to another reviewer. But this is... it's kind of a party game. It's by the same guys who did Vikings Gone Wild, but a very different game. So yeah, there'll be that to look forward to. It's a party game, quite a lot of randomness, social deduction in there. Look, you can probably see that about the same time that you'll be watching this, really, or maybe a bit later in the day, because I'll try and coincide it with the launch of their Kickstarter. So there's that review, and then the other thing is I did mention earlier about the approach to UKGE and how I've been building up to that. So obviously the recorder is part of that. Also, as part of it, I've been reaching out to all the publishers and exhibitors, just trying to get as much details as I can about what they're demoing, what they've got games available, etc. And I'm not going to be doing a comprehensive list. I know Tom Heath has done a really great job on Board Game Geek. He's done a geek list of UKGE publishers and stuff and games, so that's a really good comprehensive list. Also, there's a tool from Tabletop Together. Peter's done a great tool there, so there's that you can use as well. What I'm going to be focusing on, I think, is probably new things. It's things that you won't have necessarily seen or played before, things that are newly available to buy will potentially be in there, things that are newly available to demo, just things that really take my interest. That's going to be the focus of that. It's going to be kind of what's new games really at UKGE. So that should hopefully be coming this week. I've got so much to kind of go through, compile and create the video with. I'm going to have to do a lot of recording, a lot of decision making really, which I'm terrible at. Anyone who's played a game with me will know how bad I am at decisions. And the other thing we're going to hopefully have this week is Via Nebula here. So I'm going to have a full series of videos. They're all recorded, so fingers crossed there shouldn't be any reason that those don't make it up for this week, but we'll see. I need to get around to doing the editing, but the UKGE stuff is going to take priority, so shall see. Okay, that's enough of my rambling for today. I do hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and do the whole subscribe, follow, figures stuff, and as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.